It's Sunday. It's 10 p.m. I'm not sure where the camera is. Mike's not here. I've replaced him with Glenn. Personally, I think that's a vast improvement. And this is the Sunday roast. And here is your favourite part of the show, the intro. We'll see you in 1 minute, 24 seconds. Up your bum.
Welcome to the Sunday roast with Mike and Danny. This is Danny, and this is Mike, and we're kind of strange. We're in the tub, and we drink a lot. At least one of us does. This is not Mike's body, but that is Danny's, and that's really gross. Thanks for watching the Sunday roast. We love our fans. And here's Danny's mom.
His name's Michael.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And he's a Jew. You can tell he's a Jew. Look at
Ask
him.
him who's his daddy.
Magical moment. I can almost taste Danny. It's so close I can almost taste him. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. It's the Sunday Roast with your hosts, Magic Mike and Danny the GFP.
Fuck me, that's professional. You ain't going to get that on any other podcast. At least it gave me the time to get my fat fingers to get the tweet done in time.
You are definitely not going to see that anywhere unless it's one of those nightmares you have where you can't wake up and you know you're dreaming, because that's the way I felt. But anyway, hi, Danny.
That is the exact way to look at it. How are you?
I'm okay. My family's upstairs. I'm downstairs, and in my little booth thing here, and I'm kind of happy. I haven't getting much sleep lately, but
No.
For no bad reason. Just because when Arsenal wins, I'm like a lot of people. It dictates how my weekend is going to go, and my weekend's been awesome after that win.
That's understandable. What, is it a birthday there or something?
Yeah, there's a birthday happening. It's so funny because my wife insists on doing things on birthdays, although we're all like a bunch of strangers living in the same house. Like, we're going to go and we're going to cut a cake and blow out candles and all that stuff. We're going to eat and laugh for about 15 minutes, and then everybody's going to slink back into their own corner of the house and get back on their phone or laptop, and we'll see each other tomorrow, I guess. But when you're a family that's been together for a while, and I appreciate all my blessings, and that shit happens. And I don't appreciate the pressure, by the way, of having to, fill in for Mike. I'm not going to be able to do 50 minutes of dick jokes. So you're going to have to think of something else.
Apparently the fat oaf has lost his mobile phone, and Andy, his other half, his other podcast half, had to send me a message saying Mike couldn't make it. And I said, I know, I've already made arrangements for him, and I don't think he's going to be here next week either. And I think they might be the two best shows, if I'm honest, because quite frankly, the fat oaf doesn't have any idea what he's doing.
Can I ask you how you're feeling because after that comeback win? Because for me, as far as I'm concerned, and I tweeted this too, it's like we overcame adversity, we overcame injury, and we just won the damn game. I don't care how it happened. Last year we probably wouldn't win that game.
And last year it would have been where they'd have scored that goal, and then we'd have had the and then they'd have had their heads down, and they'd have walked back to the halfway line, all shouting and screaming at each other, blaming everyone else. We were all having a face like a smacked ass, but not under Arteta. Arteta's army of friends and a gang of happiness. And so I knew we'd score. I thought we'd score more than that, actually.
Yep. When we went down 1-0, I was like all about episode 7 of All or Nothing, that completely depressing. I don't know if you watched it, but episode 7 has like all of the worst of last year in it, and it's hard to watch. But they came back. I was so thrilled. I didn't expect it. I'm currently editing a video for my channel right now, and I was writing some notes during the game, and when we were down 1-0, and I'm just like, don't be too negative. Don't go off on midfield depth. Don't be too offensive. and it completely turned around. Yeah, am I silly for feeling? Danny, one more thing, and then I'll let you talk. I'm sorry.
I've got nothing to say.
I don't. I'm married with kids. I don't get to talk to people. So I just feel like, I don't know if this team's going to win any trophies, but that's what trophy winning teams do. Come back from adversity and injury and win the damn game.
Yep, that's exactly what they do, and that's what we've seen year after year in the George Graham days, in the early Arsene Wenger days, the first 10 years or so, and then it all fell apart and fell on its arse. Right, we should have say hello to some of the roasties in there. If you don't know, the Sunday roast is just sit around as if we just had a Sunday roast, and we sit there and we talk about any old shit that comes to mind. You can give us questions. We'll talk about any topic that comes up. We've got an hour to do it all in. It's not the American type of Sunday roast where Mike says my mum's fat. It's not that kind of roast. I didn't even think about that until Mike pointed out, is that the kind of roast it is? I said, of course it fucking isn't. Loki's there. All right, Loki. And Sean is there saying hello to people. Arnie is there. That's nice to see. Who else is in here? Mars Gunner. All right, Treacle. And A. Nicolau. I know a Sophie Nicolau. Are you related? Could be Soph. You never know. There's Mark is there, who we all know. And Mark says that is Mike still sleeping between Tom and Georgia in their honeymoon suite? No, he kicked them both out of the bed. They had to go and sleep on the floor because Mike was drunk, rolling around like a freshly greased piglet.
Oh my gosh!
There is a tiny bit of an echo. It's coming from
me.
From my, yeah, a little bit. It's because you're only a teeny bit. It's when I talk loud. There's an echo.
Maybe my volume's up too loud.
Okay. Possibly. I just deafened everybody for no. It's only tiny. Wouldn't worry about it.
All right.
I did my hair last week, actually, Sean. Mark says, actually, I did have a roast dinner, lamb with beef. There you go. That's always a topic we start off with. What have you had to eat today?
Me?
Apart from cake, yeah.
Oh, I just fucking went to Burger King. I didn't feel like cooking. If this really was like a roast thing, Danny, and we were enjoying some kind of meal here, I would be I know you frown upon this, but I'd have a joint right next to me, and I'd probably be flatulating a little bit, but so you don't give the full effect unless you let me smoke. Would you get like banned if I smoke pot on your show?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jace, Shredder. He was in. He lives in. I think he was North Carolina last time. He was smoking a joint on the show last time. As long as it's legal where you are,
it is legal.
Just don't tell people it's a joint. Just say it's just whatever, just a normal roll up or something, whatever you call it.
Everything's legal in New York. Even just walking.
As long as you don't tell people what it is, then you can just deny it and say it's something else. So
okay.
So you do whatever you want. Yeah. So what have you eaten today? Because you look like a man who doesn't really enjoy food.
I'm such a picky eater. It drives my wife crazy because she would, she's Latin and a little bit of everything, and she loves to cook. But I don't want to eat any of that. It's here's some mofongo, and I'm like, it looks like something the cat threw up. I'm not going to eat that. I'm sorry. But
Craig's there. You know Craig, didn't you? You used to do a show with him. Craig from Same Old Arsenal's in the chat.
Oh, Craig, I've been wondering where he's been at. Hey, Craig, what's up? I know he's happy because he's a positive Arsenal fan, always thinking positive. Ever since I admitted I was wrong about Arteta out, I've been like super positive, man, with Arsenal. It's like, and I loved what I saw with Arteta in All or Nothing. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit of a geek with his light bulby things and his silly drawings.
Oh, I couldn't cope with that. That
I know.
Wind me up.
I'm like, okay, all right, he's a geek, but the rest of the shit, at halftime, I didn't think he was being mad at them or changing, direction, and I even have more respect for him after All or Nothing. I don't know how I got onto this again. Oh, because I don't talk to anybody. That's why.
Saying hello to Craig. We did a show tonight. Me, Craig, Amanda, and Chris did one. It's very good. It is an hour and 5 minutes. Go over to Same Old Arsenal. You all know who Craig is and what the podcast is. It's the first one we've done live of the season, and went very, very well. Always enjoyable. Never any arguments.
Awesome.
I think we're all in the same boat. All laughing at people who make a living out of slagging off Arsenal.
I have such a soft spot for Same Old Arsenal because the reason I've been an Arsenal fan for a very long time. Okay, but social media wasn't for me. I mean, look at me. So 5 years ago, I was in a hospital bed, and I had bandages on. I really couldn't do anything. I'm looking up at Arsenal stuff, and all of a sudden, I'm discovering there's a bunch of people that love this club as much as I do. Maybe this social media thing isn't so bad. And Same Old Arsenal and Burkamp Wonderland were the first things. This is only my third time on your channel, Danny, and every time I'm on it, I feel like Sam Neill when he saw that brontosaurus in Jurassic Park. He's in the Jeep, and all of a sudden he sees the brontosaurus, and he's like, "Holy fuck!" That's the way I feel. You're the brontosaurus, Danny, and I'm Sam Neill. I friggin' love this channel. You're one of the first channels I discovered, and you guys have been nothing but awesome ever since I started watching you 5 years ago.
I'm very sorry about that. Over 1,000 videos on YouTube.
I love that fucking UK humor. Oh my god, I fucking love it. I grew up on Monty Python.
Yeah, I do like a little bit of Monty Python. I missed the TV series when the original run, but then I managed to get it the second time round. Craig says, Glenn, we are doing a show this year, just you and me. Can't wait. Ooh,
that would be, oh my god, that's news to me. And yes, I'm like, dude, I'm like Mike Ryan in that movie. Yes. Which he's having. I don't remember the name of the movie.
So what have you had to eat today? Because
I
don't
told
really
you
care
already, you freak. Burger King.
Oh, Burger King, yeah, but what happened? I like to get the bacon XL double cheeseburger.
Oh my god!
But do you find they're a little bit too bready though, and a bit claggy?
Yeah, actually I do, but it goes down nice, and I almost immediately regret it, but I don't care. I'll eat the Burger King, and then the next day in the bathroom you'll hear me say, "I regret nothing," but whatever.
I am. Was it Uber Eats, Deliveroo, one of those two? I can't remember. They've only just come to my village earlier this year. And McDonald's only came to it about 2 weeks ago. So I've not had a McDonald's yet because you can't edit the order. And I don't want any fucking gherkin or any fucking onion or any shit that a rabbit would eat anywhere near my food. So, but the Burger King, to get 2 of those with 2 lots of chips and 2 drinks that I don't want, Diet 7-Up, because they don't have a decent range of drinks, cost me about 24 quid.
Well, I suspect you're a shut-in with 20 cats. So unless you're going to go out and get your food, that's what you're going to get. I'm kidding, Danny. I don't know anything about you.
I've got 4 cats.
But,
4 of the hairy fucks.
But you got to deal with. I tell you, I was all about Uber Eats and stuff like that. And one time I was starving. Kentucky Fried Chicken. I got the chicken. I got the mashed potatoes. Just for me, not the family. They were all asleep. It was 10 o'clock at night. So I ordered it from Uber Eats. I got everything I ordered except the fucking mashed potatoes. And I said, you know what? That's the last time I'm ever going to do that. Now I just go out and I grin and bear it, man. No way. Sorry, you're not delivering my food. Fuck you. You took my mashed potatoes. Fuck you. You took my mashed potatoes. The best part.
Have they managed to recover since losing your trade? Or have they gone under? I've not heard.
You sound like my wife. That's a joke my wife would make. Yeah, no. I eat way too much fast food, but I don't care.
I hardly ever eat it. I'm grossly obese by not moving, not eating. I don't like food. Today, I got up and then I cooked 2 lots of dinners last night. Tesco's do these lovely breaded chicken. It's actual proper chicken. No arsehole zeros or nostrils. And I had those and some new baby potatoes. I cooked the whole lot last night, and then I ate half last night and half today. And then I was hungry and just now, so I just went and had this thing, and everyone thinks it's disgusting. Get a tin of mushroom soup, a tin of tuna, drain the oil off and mix it up and then microwave it.
Wow. My wife would love you. Wow. Damn. You can have her if you want. Now I sound like Henny Youngman.
I've lived with 4.5 women. They're all I can't deal with it. 4.5, and then that half for Sean because she's fucked off. She's in Cyprus at the moment.
Oh,
Have you any idea how far Cyprus is from the UK? I thought it was off the coast of Italy or something. It's near fucking Syria.
Okay, I can appreciate that frustrates you, but look at me. I'm in fucking America, okay? And you know all the problems we're having, and I don't get political online. I'm trapped, all right? I can get on a train and travel. I can get on a plane for 3 hours. I'm just going into the same shit, okay? You at least can take a train if you want and go to Germany or whatever. That's just an example. So I wish that I was born in the UK and I had memories of my dad carrying me on his shoulders in my first game to Highbury, but I don't. I was born in the United States from a South American dad and a German mom, and they instilled my love for football And anyway, how did I wind up talking about myself like that? I don't remember.
I wasn't making notes. I've got no idea. No,
I'm
but
sorry,
can't you go on holiday? Haven't you got a passport? I know most Americans don't know what a passport is, but you must have one.
okay.
I don't.
I mean to get one, but I never. I'm never close enough monetarily to just go to England like all you guys on YouTube, or go to America. Hey, I'm shooting across the pond, gonna film a few videos and then go back to America. You know, like Mike, or some of your other fellow YouTubers. You know, oh, Arsenal's in America. Let's go on over, sure. You know, and I can't even afford to go down south to watch Arsenal. So, wow, I'm complaining a lot. This is very therapeutic.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
It's good. People love a fucking moan. We can't moan about football at the moment. So you have to moan about everything else. Thankfully.
I do want to apologize to people that don't like people moaning or whinging. Is that another word you guys use? Whinging.
Oh,
I heard
love a whinge.
I heard I heard Carl and Ricky use that word. Carl Pilkington, and I really like it. Whinging. But yeah, I'm in a really good mood because of Arsenal, and I'm sorry that I'm whining a lot. But like I said, this is very therapeutic. I feel like I should be on a couch, and you should I should be paying you.
Mark, who everybody knows, says, "Wow, Glenn, my dad is South American and my mum is German too. Are you my brother?"
Holy crap, we could be. My wife did that DNA thing and told me about all my strong roots to stuff. All I remember is when we used to go to Thanksgiving here in America. I don't like that holiday, by the way, but I'm using an example. And I would go, and my father and my mother's relatives would be there, and some of my father's relatives, like his brothers, were black as night. But I was a kid and I didn't even think that way. They must have hid me from the racism that was prevalent at the time, because it never even occurred to me, wow, my dad's brother John. Wow, I didn't think that way. They were just all my relatives. It's really weird. I hope that didn't come across as racist, because it's actually the opposite.
You can be racist as you want on here. I hate the whole human race. I'm allowed to be. I'm allowed to be. I can talk about any race you want, because I did my DNA thing. Turns out I'm Greek. I'm English. I'm not anything else. I'm 100% English, but I've got Irish from my mum. My dad, turns out his dad was German, not Italian, because when in World War II, the Germans invaded and occupied Guernsey in the Channel Islands. So my nan knobbed everyone. So it was either an Italian or a German. Turns out I'm German. We did the DNA thing. And then I've got a Native American, so I can call them Indians, and there's fuck all they can do about it. 0.01%. I've got some Middle Eastern. My mum is 0.1% Pakistani, which is a bit of a shock to her. There's some South American. It is all over the fucking shop. So I am everyone, and I can be as racist to everyone as I want, because they're my people. Oh, and also Egyptian and Scandinavian.
Holy crap! Damn,
It's fantastic.
My DNA thing showed that I had a lot of Chinese, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I told my wife, I know what happened. Somebody hooked up with one of those my South American relative hooked up with one of those Chinese people that were working slave labor to build the railroads in the United States. And at one point they just said, all right, enough of this. And they went down to South America. That's the only way I can figure why I have so much Chinese in my DNA.
Sounds about right. Yeah. So
it's so perplexing to me. She got me into this stuff. I'm like, I don't want to know my
race. We all related to that body that was found in Ethiopia. I think. What do they call it? Mary or Margaret or something? The oldest human found, and I think that was the actual proper human, and not the version between Cro-Magnon and Othicopithecus. I can never say that right. It's one of those ones, and so. But I think that was 300,000 years ago. I mean, I think she's dead now. Hopefully, we've got all of her bones. She wants to make sure that she's dead. But 300,000 years. The human race is older than that, though. They have to be.
It makes me crazy because my wife's really into this DNA thing, and for me, the color of someone's skin is less than 0.001% that, makes the skin a different color. And that's the way I felt. She's like, no, let me do your DNA anyway. And eventually I found it fascinating. But to me, we're just all here on the same planet trying to cope. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I sound like a fucking hippie. But that's all I'm saying. I try to, when someone's mad at me, I try to understand why they're mad at me. You know what I mean? I don't like arguing like you friggin' Brits. You just like to argue. That's like a pastime for you.
I love arguing.
Or you call it banter. I'm sorry, banter.
Oh, no, I don't call it banter because I'm not 14.
Okay.
Call it taking the piss or arguing.
I'm more about common ground, like Arsenal in midfield. Okay, I'll bring it back to them since you say I can talk about anything. There are a lot of people rating Granit Xhaka right now. Right? Why do we need midfield help? Anybody we guess not going to replace Xhaka. I'm not going to worry about someone that rates somebody or doesn't rate somebody that I rate. I think we can all agree Arsenal needs some midfield depth, regardless of whether you like Xhaka or you don't like Xhaka. It just was proven with Partey going down and Zinchenko being down for that game. So it's right there in our faces. Arsenal never tells us what they're doing, and we're just going to have to deal with that. And hope by the end of the window that we get a little bit of depth because we're going to need it. I don't understand why guys, people. I guess it's part of the banter, but I was watching people banter Manchester United. I'm like, why are you doing that, man? Look at that team on paper, and the people running that team are like some person with a gambling problem at a roulette machine. They just keep pouring money into the team. Eventually they're going to friggin' hit. And it looks like maybe, it's going to be tough for Arsenal. We need depth. Let's not have the same darn problem we had last year.
Yeah, well, now that we've got a few players out of the club, we've released lots of money in wages. I just need Bellerin to go, and that's 100 grand. I mean, I like the bloke, but he's got no future at the club, and that's 100 grand that we will get off the wage books as soon as he decides to bugger off. I think he's on about 100 grand a week. There's a few places that I go and check. I've just had some devastating news about my DNA. I'm fucking absolutely gutted. 110 grand a week he's on. I just checked my DNA. They update it. I did Tell Me Jen, and I did that one, and they've just updated it again because I was Italian, then I was German. Now I'm 0% fucking German. 56% English and Irish, or British, 16% Greek Balkan, 8% Scandinavian, 7% Iberian, Sardinian, Basque, and I am Middle Eastern. I am Egyptian, Levantian, Arab, 1.9%, and American, I am Native American, Central and South, 0.5%. Well, that's just drastically cut down in the number of people that I can insult, hasn't it? That's shit on me cornflakes.
All right. I'm gonna I like that. I can save that one. Shit on the cornflakes. Let me warn you something about going down this rabbit hole of DNA, Danny. Okay,
they keep changing it.
I know, but if you keep here, I'm going to give you a perfect example of my wife who's really into it and informed me about 2 months ago that I have some kind of relative in Sweden that's dying to talk to me and ask me about my life. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Don't worry about it. And I still haven't done it. This poor guy's into the DNA. He's dying to talk to me. And I'm just a lazy high bastard, that loves Arsenal. If he sends me a thing telling me he's an Arsenal fan, I'll talk to him. But so if you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to find weird people in all kinds of parts of the country. My wife is now best friends with somebody who is a relative she didn't even know she had named Valerie. She's dating some guy from the UK. I said, oh, what club does he follow? And my wife said, oh, he doesn't like football. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? But so my wife has had this whole new avenue open. I don't want no avenues. I'm old. My avenues are closed. If I want to talk to you, I'll talk to you. And I feel bad because this guy really wants to talk to me. So that's going to happen to you.
They also paired me with Sean and my mum. Obviously, they did that without me doing it. And they paired me with some Turkish bloke living in Germany. He's now been deleted. I'm sad news about that. Whoever you were, they've now deleted you off your possible relative thing. Here we go. Mr. Boblex is there. Mr. or Mrs. A. Nicolau says, should ESL start ahead of Saka against Villa? I know it's the wrong side, but Saka seems like he's run out of ideas. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think soccer could use a game off, but I was surprised with 5 substitutions. That ESR wasn't brought on at some point during the game. But like I said, I have a lot of confidence in Arteta, and he won the damn game, so I'm not going to even complain about that. But yeah, ESR needs to get in there somehow. I don't know if it's through soccer, but yeah, I want ESR in there somehow.
I think he will.
Starting.
He has to. But see, I was saying on Craig's show today that we're lucky because you've got Martinelli can play either side, Smith Rowe either side, Saka either side. And so you've got 3 players there that can play left, centre, or the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
They could do any of those jobs. And so it doesn't matter if one of them or 2 drops out. And then we've got Marquinhos and Fabio Vieira who can play on the right hand side. So it makes me wonder, are we actually going to bring anybody else through? Go and buy anyone like that on that side?
Like I said, I'm all about midfield, but I want to ask you a question. You just made me think of a great question. Mike Hertz asked it on his show. Not another Arsenal podcast. This is like the greatest question. So I want to ask you this question, okay? Which current Arsenal player do you believe has the highest ceiling? I'll tell you mine. It's Martinelli.
Not El Neni then.
No.
No, bless his socks. We do love the El Neni. Looking at the consistency, you would say, but there again, Martinelli's what, 22, 23 now, something like that? He's got 21, 22. I think he's a year ahead of Saka. You would say it's going to be Saka or Martinelli. It's got to be one of the two of them, but Martinelli's showing more. And it wasn't that long ago that Martinelli couldn't even get in the first team. He just get a few sub appearances. And it looks like Smith Rowe has got some growing to do, whether it's just to keep up his fitness and stuff like that. But I think the player that will be the most wanted by other clubs is definitely going to be Martinelli or Saka. But Martinelli's more likely to leave because he hasn't got Arsenal DNA in him, has he?
No. Yeah, I can't picture. Martinelli is going to be with Arsenal. I was playing FIFA 22, and Martinelli somehow wound up on Chelsea. I'm like, that would never happen. I deleted the whole fucking season. I can't. I'm not going to sit there and play Chelsea twice a year with Martinelli playing for them. No, fuck you.
Yes.
But what was I talking about again?
You deleted it in a rage.
Yes, I rage,
and quite rightly.
Season.
Sean says Rob Holding's hair.
Oh my God, Rob Holding's hair! Don't you always think of that scene from Goodfellas with the guy with the wig? I don't know how.
Never seen it.
You have not seen Goodfellas.
I don't like any of the mob kind of films or TV series. I hate them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to ask why, but that seems.
Just don't like it. I don't find it interesting. It's always very dark and dingy and
okay.
I like Vikings, as you know.
Oh yes, Vikings. Yeah, I could watch that all day. Okay, well, back to Holding. Someone asked about Holding's hair. You have to accept it. You just have to accept it. I remember when I started losing my hair and I checked into those weave things. I'm like, nah, that it's not what you want to do. Just deal with it. Bald is sexy now, I think. I don't know.
Well,
I'm way
I've been
past
telling
sexy.
people that I've been shaving my head since 1990. And only once have I ever grown my hair for any length of time, and that was only a couple of months. Don't like it.
I tried to. There was this. I wish I could remember the comedian because I would give him credit for this joke. This is not my joke. Women they don't take how seriously it can affect a guy losing his hair. Not everybody, but it really is traumatic. It was traumatic for me when I started losing my hair. And this comedian tried to describe it to women. Picture if your boobs slowly slid down your body. That's what it's like for a man losing his hair. But I say shave it. If you, I don't know why Holding doesn't just shave it.
But then, you spent most of his life with hair, so it's not really unnatural for him to go, well, I'd like that hair back again. But I think Gabriel's given up on it, and he had some work done. It all fell out, and he's going, oh, fuck it, just shave it off. It's a lot fucking easier. And plus, they'll save a fortune on shampoo and hair products. Because I spend zero time. I spend zero time wearing what clothes to wear either. I've got about 15 t-shirts, all basically the same, various dark colours, and that's it. I just go with whichever one's in the drawer. I spend zero time in my life deciding what to wear. In fact, the most amount of care I put is with my my trainers when I go out. I've got 3 pairs, and so I have to pick between those. And I just pick the blue ones for the summer and the dark ones for when it's winter, and that's it. And that takes me half a second.
In America, when you finally give up when you're old enough, you just wear sweatpants everywhere. But I don't know if that's what
Well,
you call them in the UK, but
I think they call them joggers here. Don't
joggers.
know why.
Okay.
It's only fat people that wear them, and they're never going to fucking jog, are they?
I'm not, but I'm not at that point yet. I don't know why I'm like it, but I still like, I thought about what to wear for this fucking show, and obviously I gave up thinking about it, but I did think about it for a while.
Let's talk TV. I mean, I've still got. Arnie says I think they'll come for Odegaard. Let's talk about that quickly. Odegaard, he has got Bergkamp-esque written all over him, hasn't he? He is not maybe not as getting us forward, but his ability and his skill and his vision. It's just makes me moist just thinking about it.
All right, you almost ruined it for me. You probably can't see the goosebumps on my arm, although you should. But yeah, Odegaard, I've been saying it for a long time. I remember when Arsenal fans were kind of getting on him because they weren't seeing the instant results that some Arsenal fans demand. And it was me and Stan the Man saying, this kid is something special. Just shut up and let him play. And I'm pretty sure you were on that train a little early too, Danny, of appreciating Odegaard. And now I'm just taking him for granted as he was spraying these gorgeous passes all over the field against Fulham. I'm like, oh my God, I never mention him in my fucking videos. I got to start mentioning him.
Where do you get the inspiration from your videos from? Because people, Glenn has got a YouTube channel. If you've seen the tweets, and you will see, I'm going to go and put it in the chat now. Yeah, you need to go and follow his stuff, because if you like, so Monty Python-esque with the bits he cuts away, and unlike ours, he doesn't go on and on and on for fucking hours with it. Most of them are under 10. They're all under 10 minutes long. Apart from your new podcast.
If I do a video over 5 minutes, I'm upset.
Yeah.
How do I do it? What I do is well, lately I've been deciding, to add like some scenery because my wife, this spot you see me in here right now, my wife has co-opted for her work area, so I never get to use it. She works from home now. She works from home now, and and she'll sit here like this talking to her mates and at work, and none of them realizing that below here are unshaven legs for the last year. But that's besides the point.
And that's just you.
But what were we talking about? We were talking about Odegaard. Yeah, and how I make videos. All right, so with my videos, after a game, I will decide where I'm going to film it because I can't do this anymore, and then I have like basic idea in my head of what I want to say, but my videos are always 20 minutes long, and I'm very upset if I can't cut them down to under 5, because I know the internet has a short attention span, you fucking pain in the asses, and I have to keep them short, especially for an American talking about football, because a lot of people are biased against me, and I've always liked making people laugh. So after I cut down my 20 minutes of yammering to 5, then I watch it, and these just ideas pop into my head because I had 3 parents, my mom, my dad, and my television. And I just watched, TV all the time when I was a kid. And this shit just pops into my head. Like an old HBO show a lot of people won't remember called Dream On. And that's the way that my head works.
No, never heard of it.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a guy that would, something.
Actually, it does sound familiar. What was it?
They followed his life. Okay, and like at certain points they would do cutaways like my videos of old black and white movies, but now everything's copyrighted, so you can't find that show anywhere. But yeah, so just from watching too much television as a child, a teenager, an adult, this shit always pops into my head. And I just add them in, and it tickles me pink that people actually find it funny. But you want to hear something, Danny? And this is the God's honest truth. All right, I just do it for fun. I've been doing it for a long time now with my own channel, and this is the God's honest truth. I have not looked at my views because I don't want to be discouraged, and I don't want to get too crazy. You know what I mean? It's like I don't ask for people to subscribe. I don't ask for them to like videos. So if they find me, and even if it's 100 people, I'm friggin' thrilled because I'm making 100 people laugh. I've always liked to make people laugh since I was a little kid.
Well, you make me laugh, make me smile, and I often wonder how that comes into your head. You're talking about hair. This is the last picture of me with hair. That was the day I converted to Judaism, and then I unconverted the next day because they eat gefilte fish and other fish things. I don't know how you fucking
I
say it.
wish I knew how to Photoshop. That's not real. I'm looking with my old eyes. You're gonna make me put my glasses on to see if that's photoshopped or real.
No,
Fuck
of
you.
course it's real.
Fuck you for making me put my glasses on.
That was me when I was 22.
That is not no. What is it? That's like probably Ben Shapiro's father. That's not you. Is that
No.
you?
That is
all
me.
right.
This is another picture of me. That's me on the right, and that's the Big Show from the WWF on the left.
That's not you. That's Mike from Breaking Bad on the right.
I've just
No,
finished
it's not.
watching. I just finished watching Better Call Saul. Have you finished it?
Yeah, I friggin' loved it.
Do you think? I mean, that's why I hate Mexicans so much, and I hate Mike Kurtz because the fucking Mexicans ruined Breaking Bad, and they fucking ruined this as well by being arseholes. Violent thugs. I can't stand them now. I've become racist against Mexicans.
I thought Kim got off too easy. I didn't like her breaking the bond of silence, but that's all I'll say for anybody that didn't watch it yet.
Probably people haven't seen it all yet, but I watched the whole thing it took me about 3 months to watch it all because I thought that was all of it. And then there's another series. I went, oh, for fuck's sake, another one. But it is those long, slow shots of a frog getting in water or a teaspoon being stirred or the sun. Just those shows, you could make each one 25 minutes if you cut out all the arty fucking bollocks. Why are they doing it? It's like, go on, fast forward. We're going to make you fast forward. Go on.
All right. I'll meet you halfway and say they do get a little too arty, but some of it I do enjoy. And as far as Better Call Saul, for a show that had characters in it where I knew what happened to them thanks to Breaking Bad, they still made tension for me, and I give them a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, I did quite like the way they, all the way through the series, they showed you what happens at the end of the series and at the end of Breaking Bad, which is quite a leap for the viewer to go, well, you've all seen Breaking Bad. This is pre-Breaking Bad, but the black and white segments are post-Breaking Bad. You're thinking, I had no idea what was going on. They didn't explain to you what's going on. I quite liked it, but the best thing about Better Call Saul was him being a cheeky chappy, bending the law. I think that would have been a much better thing if it had just gone down him being a tricky shyster of a lawyer and doing a solicitor, doing all those kind of things. That would have been a much more entertaining show because sometimes I was so utterly fucking bored with it. Oh,
I understand.
But I had to finish it.
I understand. Well, I understand completely. I forgot some years and years ago, there was some UFO show that started out really good and got really, really bad. I think it might have been Falling Skies. I can't remember the name of it. And it got really, really bad.
Just after World War II.
And I had to watch it I had to see how they, even though I hated the show by the time the last season started, I had to see how they finished. And it took me forever to find out because I couldn't bear watching it anymore from what it used to be. But that's Hollywood for you, you know.
Drago says, what we need is a show with Glenn and Laith. My God, I've never had a guest on that never shut up as much as he doesn't. He can't get a fucking word in with him. 3 people that I refuse to podcast, and he's one of them. Because they don't shut up.
Me?
They're just oblivious. No, he'd like to see a show with you and probably for the energy because Leif has no energy and he just talks. You'll ask him a question, it'll be 25 minutes of him answering and he won't give a fuck about anyone else thinking. You never go, or maybe someone else wants to speak. I've had 3 like that. I just go, nope, I'm never doing a podcast with you.
Okay, well, if I am talking too much, I'm sorry.
No, because that's what I want you to. You do that
because it goes against everything that I believe in and talking too much. Especially
that's why you're here.
Okay,
well, I don't want someone here who's not going to bloody talk. No, it'd just be me. Might as well have a photo of a potato there. Craig says, loving the zoo one, Glenn. I see you got Messi, the goat, at the start. No, that goat that is going, was that the actual goat making that noise or they dubbed it on?
when I made the VAR joke, that was not the goat from I just thought of that in post-production as I was telling you before. Like I was watching myself and in the video that I made, it said even VAR got it right. I'm like, oh, that's surprising. And then I thought, goats, I was just at the zoo. Oh, those goat videos where they're screaming. That's how my mind works. So that was not a goat from the ecological zoo for the animals that can't go back into the wild, which was, thank you for the kind words, by the way. I really enjoyed doing that video. I have not been to that Holtzville Zoo in a long time. Yeah, so that's just, it's another example of how my head works, you know, watching a video back and all of a sudden something pops into my head.
Good. Right. I need you to put a critical. Do you have a car? You have a car, actually. I think you have an MPV, don't you? I've seen you driving around in it.
I have, you know, we're getting a new car next year. It's really tough in the States right now. We've wanted a car for a year and a half now. I'm driving it's an SUV, but it's a family kind of SUV. It's a Honda Element, and we let our daughter pick out the color when she was really little, so it's like a lime green. But you know, it's been a very reliable car. Why are you asking me what car I drive? I swear you're taking notes on me.
Mike has got a new car. What do you think to that?
That's a sweet car. That really is a sweet fucking car. I have so much respect for Mike, man. The way he, you know, the way I go upstairs to my kitchen and downstairs to my man cave is the way he goes to England. You know, it's just, I'm just going to England now. And I wish I could be like that. And I would drag you out of the house, Danny. You're one of the first people I drag out of the house. I know you know, you don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you do? I don't care. I just want to talk with you, hang out.
I sit down by the river and watch the world go by.
Dude, you take me to a scenic point, maybe we'll order some lunch from Uber, have them deliver it to us, and we'll just hang out and have some lunch. You pick out a picturesque spot. I know from the description of the town or village or whatever you call it that you live in, you know, I just picture the Shire from Lord of the Rings. So I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down for that. Do you like Lord of the Rings, Danny?
I see. This is a running joke with me and my friends because I saw the first one and thought it was all right, and then I saw the second one. Then the second one came out, and I thought I'm not going to watch that yet because there's the third one coming out. And then just before after the third one came out, I heard they're coming on DVD, so I thought I'll wait for the DVD. And then I thought, oh, they're coming out on Blu-ray, so I waited for the Blu-ray. And then they brought out the extended version, so then I was waiting for the Blu-ray extended version, which I've currently got. I got about 6 years ago the golden box set of the Blu-ray 4K extended versions, and I've not watched them because I can't be bothered. I haven't got that much time in my life to waste.
Dude. Okay, you're overthinking it. Okay, you got to DVR record it when it's on whatever movie channels you might have there in the UK. You know, like with Better Call Saul, it took me so long to watch that, but all the episodes were in my DVR. They couldn't cliffhanger my ass because I had all the episodes already. And if you cliffhangered me, I just watched the beginning. You gotta figure your time better than that. Extended versions are almost never as good as the original versions, and I'm sorry that you're not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, because I wanted someone to complain about with this show coming up on Amazon, but we can completely change the subject.
No, I've no. Apparently, the show that is coming up there, it's not very good.
It has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings, if you believe. So you know, let's just leave it at that.
I've got no idea.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch it. I got a couple of this one especially funny guy in the UK that's a big Lord of the Rings fan, and he's so friggin' smart, and he's young enough to be my kid. I think his name is Disparu, and he has been just all over this. He's really good, and the kid is very talented and very smart. I was such an idiot when I was his age. Man, I wish I could take this wisdom that I have now and put it into my young body. I was such an idiot. I still am, but I'm not as big an idiot.
Oh well, we all grow and learn. I've just found some videos of a little tour of, because normally the videos I do when I go out are really long, but I found some really short ones, so I'm just going to upload them and then I'll show you my village. But you ever come over? A friend of mine. What? This file is too big, you fucking arsehole. Someone I know from the Twitters, she's coming over, and she's going to come over and come and see me. And Jeff from Canada came and saw me, and Mike from I can't remember Mike where he's from or what his name is. He came over and saw me. But people on my podcast who I've known for 10 years, none of them ever. Well, some of them live 20 minutes away. They can't be fucking bothered. I think they're trying to say something to me. But here's a little video of me going around. We live near a river, And so this is the site of the riverbank, and then and it's 21 seconds. Yeah. That bench is where me and Mike sat and took photos and held hands. That's just me. Every now and then, I've got the video with me, and I tried to unmute you there. There you go. He couldn't hear anything you were saying. He wouldn't let me.
Well, I was gonna. You took my thunder away from me. I was gonna make a joke about holding hands or something, but you beat me to it. That's why I laughed at it, dude. I'd be like, hey, let's throw a blanket down and order some food, man. That's I'm all about that, man.
That's what we've done many times.
Can I? You were talking about people that are like. One second. These people have no idea. Okay, I'm back.
I'm busy.
I'm busy. You talked about somebody 20 minutes away from you that you never see. I swear, dude, when I come to England, I'm going to have to be there at least a month because I want to go to the HMS Victory. I want to go to Bletchley Park. I want to go so many places, not just football related. There's so many places. You name a World War II documentary, I've watched it. I'm half convinced that I died during World War II because it's an obsession I can't stop. If there's a new World War II documentary, all right, set the DVR. I could teach a history class in World War II. So yeah, there's so many places I want to go, and I know HMS Victory was not in World War II. I'm just saying, it has so much history attached to it, and I totally appreciate your country. I've like I said earlier on the show, I wish I was born there. I really, really do. I really, really do.
But you've got you can claim German citizenship though, can't you?
No, I think they moved here just before I was born. My dad knocked up my mom.
God damn them.
And I think they shot over here just to have, it's not like I hate my country and I want to renounce my citizenship. It's just, to me, and I know every country has their bad bit of history. To me, the UK is one of the greatest countries on this friggin' planet. I'm like Stephen Merchant. I'm wondering what would have happened if we didn't win the Revolutionary War. Well, England,
better healthcare, marginally.
England would win the World Cup every 4 years because all these people playing basketball and NFL, they'd be playing football. So that would England would be the powerhouse that everybody has to knock off.
I've got on Google Street Maps. Here is see that? Is that a big enough picture? I've got a 7-second delay on my other screen. So this is Manchester. These houses there, some of them are 300-400 years old, and that here is the river. Sometimes I sit here. Can you see my mouse on there?
Yes, I can. I can see where you're pointing out.
So where the video I was just shooting, I was just videoing. There's the bench in the video, and I went from here, did a complete circle that way. We have swans and ducks, and we've got 4 pubs in the village. That's one of them. That's where all the reprobates go. They sit out the front all day long, and then that house there, I think, is about 600 years old.
I'm dying here. Can a person die of jealousy? And let me.
That's another bench we go and sit on, and then you got this view of all of that lot. The Chinese bridge, which isn't Chinese, but it is a bridge. So they're 50% right.
I tell you, before you showed me the water scene, I was like total tourist. I'm like, oh, this looks like the beginning of Shaun of the Dead. Oh, you don't watch those kind of movies either. That's dude. I'm like dying. You know what I caught myself doing while you were showing all that. I hope my microphone was off. No, I was making sexual noise. I'm like, you were showing things. You were showing things. I was like, oh. Ooh.
That there on the right, that's Sexy Frank's house.
Sexy Frank, okay.
Sexy Frank. And then you've got all these other things. Look at these houses. Some of them are so old. But one of the oldest houses in here, it's too many streets away to go and find. But yeah, I think there's one that's about 800 years old. And it caught fire a few years ago. So there you go. That's my village. And that's why I love it here. Close all them tabs. Don't need to see any of them.
Can I ask you something, even if you don't believe in the afterlife? Have you ever seen a ghost or something you thought might be a ghost? Because in houses that old, there's always some kind of supernatural shit going on.
Well, I've been living in this house for 30 years. I don't know if the old dear who lived here died here, but for years I'd go and I'd park my chair next to the bed, I'd go and get onto the bed, shuffle on the bed, turn round, and then pull the duvet over, and I'd lay down, and then I'd feel something at the end of my bed going. Every single night for this went on. It was actually a bit of running joke. Well, it's not too many running jokes. I tell people and they never believed me. And then after years and years of this, probably happened 4 or 5 years, every single night, it's got used to it. And then someone else sat on the end of my bed, Sean probably, and as she got up off the bed went. Turns out it was a spring, having all my weight on the bed,
you
and it
bastard.
was a spring decompressing.
You bastard! I'll tell a real story, and I would swear my life. When my mom passed away last year, I was pretty darn distraught. And I was talking with my son in the kitchen, and trying to explain to him, he's autistic, that grandma is in the clouds now, and she's watching us and whatever. And I gave him a kiss, and he gave me a hug. And I know in the corner of my eye, I saw my mom watching us. I would swear on a Bible to that. It was my little shrunken mom staring at us in the kitchen, and I got goosebumps again talking about that. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes. Do I respect atheists? Yes, I do. Ricky Gervais, I think, is one of the most brilliant people on the planet, but I have a fundamental disagreement with him on the existence of an afterlife.
Well, I have a theory on that. What the visions that people see, it's the human race from the future when we figured out technology to go back and look at the past, because theoretically everything is still there. All the past is still out there, and then we can go back, but we can't interact with anything. So what you're seeing is glimpses of people from the future coming back and watching us. So when you're knocking one out, you never know who's watching. This could happen because time travel. You can time travel backwards.
Oh my God!
We'll all be sat there about the 16th of May 1998 when we do the first part of the double at Highbury. I'll sit there watching myself. Be there every week. Everyone's all turning up. Great. Or they're ghosts.
Did you ever in your life consider writing? Because you really, like I consider myself a comedy connoisseur. I really like certain stuff, and your sense of humor, I really dig it. And that, don't worry, I'm not. I'm just saying. Were you ever a writer? Did you ever consider writing? Because you paint a great picture, and you always throw that curveball laugh in there.
That's because I'm not sure if I believe it myself. No, I have no talent. I'm good at some things, but most things I'm rubbish at. I have no interest in anything artistic. At school, I was so shit at art. I was the kid. This was before I sat down all the time. I was the kid that had to get up from the chair, put his chair on the table, climb up on the table, and sit on the chair on the table so all the other kids could paint a picture of me. That's how shit I was at art.
Oh my God!
And so that was probably when I was about 13, beginning of secondary school. So you could tell then that I had no interest in it. Whatever I think about in my brain would never come out if I was trying to draw it. There's a wire broken somewhere.
Wow. 13 years old, modeling for the class. I don't know. I couldn't have handled that. No way. And I was starting to come out of my shell at 13 too, because we did a play in school called Cabaret, and I actually did a number in the beginning of the show, and I was supposed to run off stage to the left, but I ran off to the right, and there was a curtain, but behind that curtain was a brick wall. So I bounced off that wall and spun around like this, and the curtain fell, and everybody was laughing and clapping, and I had a bloody nose. And they're like, "We got to put in someone else for Glenn." I'm like, "No, I want to do this." Listen, the applause really, I just loved it. And ever since that point of that stupid play and running into the wrong exit, I've always loved making people laugh. That's my earliest memory of making people laugh, and it was by accident, actually. But yeah, I've always enjoyed it. It gives me a rush. Like, that's why I say, if people, if there's 50 people or 500 people watching my videos, if I'm making people laugh, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. This is all fun for me. This is not a career. I don't want to be anything. I don't want to be anything. I want to make videos, have fun, and make people laugh. That's my whole deal.
People are asking, was I naked? I don't know if you mean. I was telling Craig about this earlier. There's this picture of me which I show to a lot of people.
Ah! Ah! What are you doing? I'm taking
I'm
my
laying
glasses
naked on
back
the bed.
off. All right.
I'm pointing and I'm winking as well. I'm winking, and it's gone now.
If there's a god, that was Photoshop. Oh
And here's
my
one
god!
of Mike as a young girl.
What do
Oh,
you
thanks to
people do with your time?
I think Sebi does it all. There's a picture
Oh,
of Mike having steak. Look at him. He's ready to take that off of the bloke and just eat it off of the iron bar.
I found this great website that shows you people back in history and what they would look like now, and
Yeah.
that looks like King Henry VIII brought up to 2022. That picture of Mike.
Does he? Looks like a very hungry man. We've got a couple of questions here. Yeah, we've got 10 minutes before you got to go. First question here from Bulgarian. Drago says, do you ever get deja vu from dreams? Sometimes I dream about the minor things that happen later into our future. Do you dream in English, Drago? That's the question.
Ooh,
What do you
that's an
think?
interesting question. I remember when I was younger, I really had, what do you call that power? Lucid dreams. I
Oh,
had
yeah.
the power of lucid dreams when I was very, very young because I remember saying, I'm going to fly like Superman. Fuck this monster behind me. I can get away. And I remember thinking that it's just a dream. I can fly. I wish I still had that. When I do have deja vu, I do examine it because it feels so real, but I don't think I dream it. I don't think I dream it.
With my dreams, I'm very rarely sat down in my dreams. I'm always running around, and they're always in color. And I know I'm dreaming because I'll go. You can never use a telephone in the dreams. And I was having a dream about being back at school, and I wanted to ring my mum. And I remembered in the dream, I went, "I know I'm dreaming. There's no point because I won't be able to dial a phone." And so that's how I can tell I'm dreaming. Can't use
You
a phone.
at right now, the
Yeah.
person I'm looking at on the computer, you have lucid dreams at your age. That's amazing.
Yeah, quite often. I had one the other day. I dreamt that I was telling someone that I listened to Nick Abbott on LBC, and I was making a joke about Liz Truss going to be our MP, and then I remember thinking in the dream, "Oh, this is a dream. No one cares."
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You stop taking that for granted. Oh my god, and be more creative in your dreams. Oh my god. Favorite
Loki's got
actress, Mike, whatever.
Loki's got a question. He says, "Films with wigs, Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase, The Old Man Burning the Tree Down for Me." I just watched a really good thing. There's a thing called Joe Blow Blogs, I think it is. Anyway, I've got that wrong. And he says, "Whatever happened to?" And one of them I watched was Chevy Chase. And apparently, the bloke is a complete and utter arsehole.
Oh my God, I feel so bad that people think that. My wife thinks that of him. I'm going to tell you a quick story, okay?
Yes.
I did a radio show in New York, but I wasn't on the air yet. I was the guy answering phones and playing the commercials and doing that kind of stuff. Chevy Chase was a guest host for a week on the show, and he was the nicest fucking guy to me all week. So that's what I tell people that say he's an asshole. All I know is that I worked the show with him, and we talked several times a day. He told me what he wanted to do when he wanted to go to the phones, and he was so maybe he's just nice to the help, and he's an asshole to everyone else because I was the help. I wasn't even a producer. I just did what they told me, and he was a sweetheart to me.
Well, the people that they were interviewing saying that that's why he failed in so many films because he was an arsehole and everything had to be his way, and he was really stroppy.
Okay, fine. You can believe stories that you hear about people, or maybe if you know them, I'll tell you another story. What's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis from the Halloween movies. Okay, she came in as a guest on a radio show where I was just a producer. I wasn't on the air, and luckily, because the question I asked her off the air, I said, "Why are you making another one of these Halloween movies? It's pretty played out." "What the fuck? Who are you to fucking tell me that?" And she ratted me out to my boss. And all I did was ask a question. So
Money.
Yeah, be honest. Be like Krusty the Clown. They drove a dump truck full of money up to my house. How could I say no? I would have respected that.
She's not aged gracefully, has she?
No, and she likes it that way, and God bless her, whatever, that's my memory of her. So yeah, Chevy Chase could be an asshole, but all these celebrities, we don't know what they're like. I could tell you Jamie Lee Curtis was set off by a tiny little question from a no-name nobody, me, and she fucking ratted me out, got me in trouble. Bitch.
Did they fire you?
No, I was too valuable.
There was someone else. Loki's R said here, have you noticed how UFO and ghost sightings have almost gone since the smartphone? Well, Jeremy Corbell was on Joe Rogan a couple of times. Quite a nauseating bloke, but the stuff that he's got about the Tic Tac videos and all those other things, there is more of those. But ghost ones, you think now everyone's got decent phones, there'll be more ghost videos than there isn't.
Take this with a grain of salt, because I don't believe everything I see. I've been around the block. Okay. We have a show here in America called Paranormal Caught on Tape. I believe that's the name of it. And some of the shit they catch, and it's with a lot of friggin' smartphones, UFOs, some ghostly friggin' shape in the back. I'm not saying I believe everything I see, but I think it's enhancing the believability of UFOs and supernatural by having more smartphones. That's just my opinion. My wife hates when I talk about this shit. I'm only bringing it up as what I believe, and that I don't quite believe what that, I almost said caller. How old am I? That person said there. Who said that? I want to apologize to them. Who said that?
The question was, it's Loki. I don't have to
Loki. No offense whatsoever. I'm just giving you my side of it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm wrong. We don't know. Nobody knows.
Arnie, I think Arnie's in Iceland. He says, did you see the Icelandic saga with Ralph Muller? I was a stuntman in it. No, I didn't. I won't watch Scandi dramas because I am not going to sit there and watch TV and read at the same fucking time. I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch and I'm going to listen, and I'm not fucking reading. So I've missed out on a whole load of top quality Scandi dramas.
If he wants to mention a few, I'll check it out after we're done talking. I have to do some shit with the family right after this, but I'll check it out, because I never thought in a million years I can't even remember. Oh, I'm not even going to try tell you what country it was made in, but there's two parts of it. Babaluzi. It's on Netflix right now, and it's Hindi maybe. And there's like little songs in the middle of it, but the action is over the top, and I never even knew it existed, and I loved it, and I have to look it up. So, Danny, can you talk for a minute while I look up the name of this movie? Please, yep. You have to talk for a minute.
Yeah, sure. Craig's got a question there. We'll come to that one in a minute. He wants to know, it says, going back to the Arsenal, do you believe in Arteta now because it's becoming fashionable, or do you really believe he's the man to take us forward? Well, I do. Definitely do. And it's not, people are going to have to change their tune. Chris did. Chris was probably about 3/4 of the way through last season. He actually did a tweet and he broke it down into 6 tweets saying why he's changed his mind on Arteta is the way he does the tactics, bringing through the young players, the players that he wants to sign, the way that he plays football. And he said, I was wrong. And now I'm fully behind it. So do you think more people are going to be behind that?
Yeah, I mean, I was Arteta out at the beginning of last season, but after I saw us come back the way we did, I was like, okay, this guy's doing a lot of shit right. I was wrong about the summer transfer window and those 5 people he got. I'm going to give him a chance, shut up a little bit. And that All or Nothing just confirmed that to me, that Arteta is class. Look at the Aubameyang thing. You see Aubameyang in the parking lot, and he's training by himself, okay, because he was late again, okay? He's in the parking lot with an unidentified person and said, oh yeah, they want to talk to me face to face and resolve things. And then he pushes the gas pedal in his little muscle car and leaves. Okay, so Arteta and the board wanted to talk to him. Okay, now remember, we're all going insane as Arsenal fans. What the F is going on? Arsenal, can Arteta handle his players? Are the players out of control? Has he lost the locker room? You find that shit all over the place. Okay, it turns out that Arteta and the front office were class. Did not rat out Aubameyang, who said they were only talking to my agent. I'm not talking to them anymore. Okay, he didn't give Arsenal a chance, and they could have ratted him out. And they never, ever did. As a matter of fact, there's a part of All or Nothing where Arteta's coming back. I don't remember who he's coming back with from a press conference. He's like, all right, we didn't give him anything. And that's the way it should be. And I'm just like, that's fucking class. So yeah, I was wrong about Arteta. I always admit him when I'm wrong. Being wrong about Arteta is in my top 5 being wrongs of life. The other 4 getting married. But my point is that I was wrong about Arteta, and I admit it. I don't know how you can't give him credit. This is a sore spot with me, Danny. Did you freeze, or is that a painting of you? Are you still there?
No, I don't move.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I need to move a bit more, then maybe I'll burn off some calories.
Like if I get into a knockout drag out fight, which I always try to avoid. I like reasoning. With someone that doesn't like Arteta, I'll try to find some common ground. But people that still aren't convinced about Arteta, I just hope they never get married, because marriage is all about compromise. And if you can't compromise and realize Arteta has done a lot of good, you don't stand a chance when you get married.
People don't want to admit it though. Sai, who isn't, I think he said he's Indian. I think he's living in America though. He has told me where he's living roughly.
Wait, can I show you the movie? Because I made
myself. Bali?
It's this. Can you see that? Babu Bali. Yes, yeah, that's it. That's it. And there's the most. It's so amazing. Every frame in the 2 movies is gorgeous, and the action is so friggin' cool, and the characters are so. I never knew it existed.
Is it
a guy on YouTube did a review on it called George the Dragon Slayer, and he did a review on it. I'm like, I never heard of this. Let me check it out. It's on Netflix. I'm like, holy crap! I used to review movies on the radio, and I never heard of this. What the hell's wrong with me?
Are they going to get you back on the radio?
No, fuck that. Radio. First of all, is there even radio around? Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys in the UK still listen to the radio. I think you're the only people in the world with radio stations. No, I gave up on radio a long time ago. Like I told you, I'm having fun. All right. My wife, she works from home. I take care of the kids. I got shit that I have to do, but my release is making videos and talking Arsenal. And I don't give a shit how many people subscribe to me or like what I do. There's some people that do, and I treasure you. Danny, you know how much I treasure you, how I've treasured you, and same old Arsenal, the 2 first shows I saw. I freaking love Craig. Craig's another guy I'd drag out of his house when I get over to the UK.
He's not far away. So when before the show started, I was on my phone. I was listening to this bloke called Ian Lee, and he used to have a radio show on Talk Radio over here every weekday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And it's just the show is about nothing. You ring up, say what you want, talk about whatever you want. He has a couple of crank callers ringing up, and it's just brilliant. And he used to win awards. And now all they want is boring people to go, here's today's topics. We're going to talk about the electricity crisis. We're going to talk about the girl that was killed in Liverpool. We're going to talk about all these other things. And then the next show will start for 3 hours, and they'll talk about the same things. The next show, 3 hours, they'll talk. The only one who doesn't do that is Nick Abbott on LBC. And that's the only radio station in the country where it's not. And even that's got adverts. Too many adverts. You can't listen to radio. We have 4 stations over here that are only talk. There's Radio 5, which is sport, BBC Radio 5, Talk Radio, Talk Sport, but it's sport. Then you've got LBC, and you've got Times Radio, and that's it.
I see. I don't know how you guys deal with those Talk Sports radio guys, because they just seem to say shit to get clicks.
That's it. I don't listen. They're cunts.
Yeah, drives me crazy. I forgot what I was going to. I was going to make this really cool point, and I totally forgot
about the radio. About why you don't.
Oh, radio is. Thank you, Danny. You know, I don't know.
I'm glad one of us is listening.
Radio is like anything else that seems like really cool. The behind the scenes shit is just too much. 2 quick examples. The boss of the radio station that decided everything. We're at a classic rock station. Me and my buddy play Hot for Teacher by Van Halen on the radio. He calls up our studio and says, "What the fuck is this song? This doesn't belong on classic rock." People like that are in charge on radio. Okay. And then you have the people that are trying to sell shit on radio. We were giving away squeeze tickets, and we didn't want to do this, and they forced us to do this. They had listeners squeezing lemons to win tickets to this stupid ass concert of old gray guys that used to be squeezed. So, radio is not as glamorous as you think. They'd send us out to Christmas light shows. People wouldn't even know who we were because there was no banner. I'd be there as a DJ for the morning show. I'd have people, hey, you work here, right? Where's the bathroom? That's radio. That's radio. It's not as glamorous as you think it is.
There's a bloke on Twitch. Go on.
Dude, this has been such great therapy. I really owe you money. I think I owe you money.
There's a bloke on Twitch called Aldo Cookie, OWDO Cookie, and if anyone wants to listen, and he used to be a radio DJ in England, did it for about 15-20 years, and he said it's just full of arseholes, backstabbing scumbags. And like Ian Lee, the episode I was listening to was 2016, and I've said on Twitter a few times, it says something about the state of British talk radio, where I'm going back and listening to all of the shows starting from 2016 until they fired him in 2021, because there's nothing on the radio to listen to. And he says they when one of the royal family had a baby, and then his boss said, I want you to get somebody on to talk about it. He got somebody on to talk about it. His boss then had a go at him and said, the way you did that was terrible. And then a couple of days later, he saw his boss's boss come up to him and went, that was the best bit of radio out of all of the local BBC radio stations. You were brilliant. He went, why don't you go and tell my boss that? So he did. And then his boss ended up sacking him, because all they give a fuck about is people listening, and then so they can get adverts.
Yeah, we only lasted so long because radio covets one thing more than anything, which is time spent listening. People not tuning out and listening to you on their drive or as they're getting ready in the morning. And we were always number one in that, because we just talked about whatever we wanted. And that part I miss. But all the behind the scenes bullshit, I'm all about, reminiscing about good times, but not forgetting you know what I mean? It's like I'll reminisce about the 90s and some of the 80s, and I realized it wasn't that fucking great back then. You know what I mean? So don't fall in love with I met my wife in this day. You know what I mean? You have to take it in perspective. If there were really time machines, it would be hysterical, because we'd all be going back in time and saying, damn, this fucking sucked. What was I thinking?
Everything was slow.
Yep.
And badly made. Don says, a boring question for Glenn. When did you start supporting the Arsenal?
It's kind of a boring story. In 1993, all the local football leagues they spent too much money. There was no football to root for. I was flipping. Fuck you. Hold on. This has to be my last story, Danny.
Yeah.
I was flipping channels and saw, it was 1993. It was either January or February, Arsenal and Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, and Ian Wright scored 2 goals. This game was on. We didn't have coverage of it wasn't even the Premier League back then, but it was the FA Cup, and Ian Wright scored 2 goals and Arsenal won 2-0. I'm like, this is fucking the football I crave. My dad from South America, my mom from Germany. Always football in our lives. And we played football. We played football against our dads one time. It was so much fun. So it was instilled in me. And when I'm like, who's this fucking Ian Wright guy? Let me know about this Arsenal, and it really was a struggle and I grew in love with the team, with the style and the class and the way that they did stuff. Like I was just describing about Arteta with that press conference. We didn't give him anything. We're going to rise above. We're not going to throw Alba to the wolves.
So that was the first day you started supporting Arsenal.
Yeah.
13th of February, 1993.
Oh, you looked it up? Oh, thank you. I should have looked it up. That would have been awesome to know. When I tell the story now, I can give a date. Why didn't I think of that? Anyway, but yeah, so you have to picture now, okay? I'm like, Arsenal finished 4th. When do the playoffs start? I had to learn all that kind of stuff, back then. And I've always been passionate about football. It's like you give me that desert island scenario, any sport, it just be one, football. That's all I need. Just give me the Premier League and the FA Cup.
There you go. It's on the screen for you. 13th of February 1993.
That's outrageous. Oh, I want to. oh shit, I have to go.
I know. Yes.
I'm like a fish on a lure, Dan. You know, I can't get away.
No, you said an hour and a quarter, and it's coming up to that time now.
I'm sorry it was such a boring story, but you know, like I said, I wish I had the memory of being brought to Highbury on my dad's shoulders. I wish I do. I wish you know. So anyway, thank you so much for having me, Danny. Thank you to the people who ask questions, and I have to do some shit. I have to edit the video for my channel, Glenn AFC New York. Thank you so much, Danny. I really appreciate it. Where's the X thing? So anyway, thank you, dude. Mwah, I love you. Thank you.
That's okay. Right. If you want to find Glenn, it's at Glenn with 2 N's, AFC New YALK on the Twitters. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back. Oh, maybe Chris is in a podcast Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. I'm going to go and arrange the loan watch. It's a pain in the arse. There's 21 players, but 6 players today, ex-Arsenal, ex or current Arsenal players, played in the Nice v Marseille game, and Sanchez scored 2 goals. Woof. Thank you very much, everybody, and we will see you later. I don't know who I've got coming up for next Sunday, but it's going to be somebody. So it won't just be me on my own. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching the Sunday Roast with Mike and Danny. This is sometimes Mike, and this is Dan, and we have fun. Here's Birdlano, and here's Sexy Mike riding a horse. Danny loves junk food. We know he does. And Mike does tricks. We love football, but hate talking about it. So we made this show. Why you watch it, we don't know.
But it's fucking hard work. Get off me, you buzzy cunt. Fuck off. I hate them.
The Sunday Roast is a joint production of a Birdcamp Wonderland and the Gooners Podcast. Join us every Sunday night at 10 p.m. for all the entertainment you didn't know you wanted, but can't live without. Have a great week, everybody. We out.